Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us. I hope I am audible. If somebody in the audience can just say yes in the chat or maybe raise hand. Okay, thank you so much. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome Amrita Mukherjee, who is a seasoned engineering leader, certified coach, speaker, and author dedicated to helping women master the skills they need to amplify their voices, advance their careers, and lead with confidence. With 2 decades of corporate experience, she has firsthand knowledge of challenges women face in the workspace, navigating leadership roles, speaking up in high stakes conversations, and advocating for their growth. And her vision for the women is lies in the company that she has just founded, is Thriving Women's Tribe. I think, Amrita, you can tell us briefly about the Women's Tribe, Thriving Women's Tribe, and then we can start the session. So I welcome you, and over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. If it's okay, through the course of this conversation, I will definitely touch more on SHEvolution. But at a very quick summary, that this is an online coaching and mentoring platform for working women, and also a community, a global community, where we try to provide all kinds of support to women to live their best life, live a holistic life, choose a career of purpose and passion, and thrive in it. Okay, with that, thank you, Varundeep, for this warm introduction. Hello, everyone. About 12 years ago, when I first stepped into the global tech leadership role in a cold New York office, I asked one of the brilliant women from my team why she never speaks up in meeting. She said, I know the answers, but if I speak up, they will think I'm showing off. That moment changed everything for me. I realized that I didn't have to change her. I had to lead differently. I'm thankful for this opportunity to anchor the conversation on a topic that I deeply care about. In next 40 minutes or so, I would like to explore what some of the smart technology leaders are doing differently to accelerate innovation and to draw the best out of their team, especially where the complexities and the expectation are on a rise across the tech landscape. Now, why does this matter for us as tech leaders? I genuinely feel this is not a social initiative. It is a growth lever. Let's look at some data. According to McKinsey's December 2023 report, companies in the top quartile for gender balance sees a significant difference in terms of their ability to outperform their peers financially. Another study by Boston Consulting Group says that companies with most equitable gender distribution generated approximately 34% of their revenues from innovative products and services. These are some really strong correlation. Now, bringing it closer to home, there was a publication by Times of India about 2 weeks ago, which stated that Indian companies that are recognized as most inclusive reported 50% higher profit after tax than their peers.
Amrita, just you want to show some screen or Mentimeter screen is visible as well?
I thought the PPT is visible actually.
Yeah, the Mentimeter screen.
Okay. Yes, I was sharing both the screens. Do you see the PPT now?
Oh, Mentimeter is there.
I think I can only share one screen in that case.
Maybe you can unshare this and share it.
Yes, I will do that. Thank you for letting me know. Is it visible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is the slide where I was. And the last point is what I was talking about, where Times of India reported about 2 weeks ago that the companies which are recognized as most inclusive in India reported 50% higher profit after tax than their peers. Clearly, a data point that we should not be ignoring. These data points establish that it is not about social fairness. It is about generating the best possible value, best possible outcome with the team that we have. At this point, actually, I would like to take a quick pulse check, and I would request all the participants in the audience to take part actively. I will share my Mentimeter screen again so that we can start that. So please log into menti.com and type in the code above. I see one person has responded, more are coming. So I would just give you a little more time to respond to this question. Who holds the greatest responsibility for making your tech culture inclusive? I see there are 20 participants, so I'm hoping to get some more response. The CEO, the CIO, and the tech leaders, and everyone equally, all of them have got the same vote. That's interesting. Okay, now CEO got a little more vote here. A few more maybe before I move on to the next slide.
Yeah, the
Please
code
use,
is, the code is 78771020. That is there in chat box. You can refer to that.
yeah, and it's on the screen as well, at the top of the screen, if you're able to see it. Should I wait for a little bit more, maybe on the first screen? And please give your first answer. Trust me, your first and the instinctive answer at times are the best answers. So don't think too much about it. Okay, maybe I'll move on to the next screen or next question. In the past 12 months, have you taken any action to help a woman rise in your tech team? Wow, that's wonderful. I see you have given mentorship or guidance, supported from a distance. Actively sponsored as well. That's great. Thank you for doing that. 8 response out of 11. Not yet. Maybe today is the day when we start. Thank you for your honesty. Okay, so moving on to the next. If you had to pick one area to invest to make your tech leadership more inclusive, which area would it be? Fixing hiring and promotion pipeline. Educating male allies. Okay. Creating visible role model. I like that. Wonderful. Yes, each one of them are important. Anyone else? I got 6 responses, 7, 8, 9. So fixing hiring and promotion pipeline, there seems to be some problem there that we can address. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Everyone responded. So moving on to the next one. What's one missed opportunity you have seen because someone did not feel safe to speak or lead? Any one missed opportunity? Fear of judgment, not supportive team, hard to strike balance between personal and professional responsibility, less knowledge, role clarity. What else? Anything else from anyone? Psychological safety miss. That's a big one. No support from peers. Okay. Fear of judgment. Lack of clarity, role clarity, lack of support, will not be heard. No matter how many times we try to speak, lack of confidence. Thank you. Thank you so much for everyone who shared. We will, in the interest of time, we'll move on to the next one. What do you believe is the biggest barrier for women progressing into tech leadership? Which one of these do you think is the biggest barrier? They do not raise their hand. Unconscious bias in promotion, lack of sponsorship, work-life integration challenges. Unconscious bias seems to be a big one. So is the balance. Is there balance? Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. And finally, what's one word that describes the kind of leadership culture you aspire to build? Just one word that defines your unique leadership style. Wonderful. I love the first one. Wow, it's becoming bigger. Fearless, helpful, inclusive. Confident, supportive. Fearless, inclusive, of course. Thank you. Thank you. I see 9 responses have already come out of 11. So thank you, everyone, for your instinctive response. And I appreciate your honesty. With this, we'll quickly flip back to the PPT and we'll dive deeper into the topic that we were discussing. So, what these data points, the responses that you shared, what does it really tell us? And I'm not talking about compliance or HR checkboxes. I'm talking about unique leadership qualities that unlocks true value. What is gender smart leadership? In my mind, Smart leadership is about designing and leading with an awareness of how systems and expectations shape people's experiences and how smart leaders choose to respond intentionally, not reactively. Think about it as a situational leadership, but at scale, spread across your teams, your hiring process, and all your critical decision making. It's a mindset shift from treating everyone the same to leading with the ability to identify the unique qualities and help everyone thrive. I think the 3A principle simplifies this very nicely. Awareness, being aware of our blind spots, being aware of the hidden biases that we have that might be shaped by the socio-economic environment we have grown up. Allyship, speaking up and not just standing by, being vocal for someone who's still finding their voice. And finally, accountability, making people accountable for what truly matters, measuring the value of it. If we all understand money, then let's put a price tag on everything, including employee well-being. And then let's track it. So what do you think are some of the common blind spots that we have as tech leaders? Interestingly, most of the hidden biases are not intentional. In fact, they're invisible until the result begins to suffer. There are quite a few of them, but let's discuss maybe 2 or 3 for our today's conversation. The model minority approach. Most women are expected to mirror the behavior and qualities of 1 or 2 role models available in their company. This impacts their authenticity and restricts their growth. After all, we can be the best version of ourselves only when we are completely comfortable in our own skin. And we are not trying to act or behave like someone else. If we talk about the one and done mindset, due to the enforcement of policies, at times some of the leaders adopted a mentality of, I have to do this. They took action under pressure and not realizing the value or the impact of their action. And as a result of that, you might have heard statements like, yes, I have hired one woman and that's it. If we think about risk aversion bias, that's a big one too. Many opportunities are not discussed or offered to women because there is a perception that women are risk averse. If there is an initiative which needs a lot of travel, even if there is a woman who's absolutely competent to run that initiative, she might not get it because there will be a perception that she can't travel as much. She has responsibilities at home. At times, women are asked to discover the age of their kids in job interviews. Clearly, something the other genders are not dealing with. Now, let me show you how some of these blind spots and hidden biases show up in real life. Because once you see them, you can't unsee them. These are examples taken from real life from my own clients and mentees. The first scenario, she is not technical. A vague and biased definition of being technical, many a time it overlooks the other competencies like analytical thinking and other cognitive capabilities of breaking a big problem down and chunking a big problem down into smaller steps are overlooked. The example of my client here, she is a very talented mid-level manager at a global tech firm, and she was not getting the opportunity to lead high visibility critical project because she was perceived as non-technical. She thought maybe she needs to know more about latest trends in technologies and she needs to do more training. She went ahead and did a bunch of certification from Google and Amazon, but nothing changed. Through coaching, she was able to reframe her narrative. She recognized her strength in logic and problem solving. She went ahead and took a lot of free online tests, which helped her gain back her confidence because she consistently scored above average in all of them. This helped her to have a candid conversation with her manager. She asked, "What exactly do you mean by being technical? What exactly the outcome you are looking for? If I'm able to generate the same outcome, would you consider me for the next project?" This one simple step significantly repositioned her in the eyes of leadership. And within few months, she was able to take responsibility of a very high visibility project. Moving on to scenario 2. She is not a leadership material. And this one is my favorite. I have heard this a million times. So, leaders often unconsciously expect every woman leader to fit into a singular mold. We briefly touched about it when we talk on minority modeling because there are lack of role models. And in fact, that is something that all of you also highlighted in the response of the Mentimeter. The client story here is a senior leader with 16 years at a reputed US bank started receiving vague feedback since the time she took the people manager role. She was a consistent top performer. In fact, that was one of the reasons she was promoted to a people manager early on in her career. And she was confused about this feedback and she didn't know what to do. During our session, she uncovered this critical pattern that her manager often compares her with another senior woman in the same division. But the woman she was being compared to and her personality traits were completely different. Their operating style were totally different. When she realized this, she had a candid conversation with her manager and said, "Can I have someone else in a different division as my mentor with whom I resonate more?" That small shift helped her regain her confidence and build her authentic leadership style. And finally, the third scenario. She's too aggressive. Assertiveness in women are often mislabeled as aggression, especially if it is combined with technical excellence and fast career growth. One of my client, an IIT KGP alumna, known for her execution capabilities and her creative problem solving. She rose very quickly in the corporate ladder. Within 4 months of taking a cross-div project, which had a footprint in multiple countries, she was tagged as too aggressive. And that level was not helping her. She was finding it difficult to influence her stakeholders, in fact, even her team. So when we started conversation, initially she was demoralized. But she worked on identifying the root of the perception. We explored ways to keep her execution style intact while adjusting her communication style. She moved from "let's do it" to let's explore this together. From "get it done" to "would you like to take a lead?" So essentially giving responsibility and providing oversight. And from I don't agree to I appreciate your input, but I have a different opinion. And within few months, her perception changed significantly. And in fact, her team was really delighted to work under her leadership because she was able to consistently still deliver and earn the trust of her stakeholders. As you can see, at times the intervention needed are subtle, simple, and quick, but the impact is huge. At this point, I would like to introduce a simple yet very powerful framework that we have developed at SHEvolution that can help leaders like you stay anchored to doing what is right, not only for the people, but for the product or the company you are committed to serving. The 4S framework: structure, sponsorship, signal, and sustain. Create a strong, systematic structure that helps you uncover hidden biases. Sponsorship: provide opportunity if you see potential. Don't wait for proofs, because only once opportunity is given, proofs can be generated. Be an active advocate for one or two talented women. Be their voice on the decision-making tables. Set an example with your daily action to send signal. Send messages so strong that will encourage others to become an ally. And always reflect before you say anything. Because believe it or not, as leaders, what we do or say gets replicated very quickly. At times, what a leader might be saying casually might become the norm for that organization as a whole. And finally, sustain. Doing what's right once is easy. Doing it twice is achievable. But for doing it consistently again and again over a period of time, you need a strong, robust system. Embed measurable KPIs and review critical metrics with a gender lens would help you discover unknown biases and address them as you move forward. Now that I have shared this framework with you, I would also like to tell you what happened to that woman whom I mentioned at the beginning of our conversation. Well, she is leading a big team in London office in the same company. And guess what? She speaks in every meeting. With that, I'd like to close today's conversation with just one word. Just one word I want all of you to take away. Fide moveo. Fide moveo is a Latin word that means I move because I believe. I move, act, and respond from my belief. So what is that one action that you are committed to take from your belief today? Thank you. With that, of course, I would love to take questions from all of you. And as the Q&A is open, I would request you to scan this QR and share your feedback as well. It would take you less than 60 seconds to share the feedback. So I would truly appreciate if you can do that while we are here.
Thank you, Amrita, for a very powerful session and a lot of takeaways for me. Anybody who would like to ask any question or share any feedback, may can raise their hands and maybe I can give them permission to speak. Or you can type in chat also or scan your feedback on the QR code to the channel.
And yes, I have created a CIO checklist as well. If you would like to receive that checklist, once you scan that QR code in the form, you can just drop your email and I'd be happy to share with you the checklist as well as the SHEvolution framework over email.
Yeah, Rajeshji, I'm allowing you to speak. Just a minute. Yeah, Rajeshji, you can speak now.
Yeah, audible?
Yeah, you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, Amrita, thanks, very wonderful session. In fact, being a male and a father of a daughter, the session was really insightful because my daughter also many times shares a lot of experience he has in her corporate. She works for TCS for nearly for last 5 years, and she has also been elevating role. So I got some insights from you. Thanks for it. Since I'm traveling on the way, I will not able to give feedback, but the CIO list, if it can be shared, it will be really appreciated.
Yes, sure. I'd be
Checklist.
happy to share. If you are able to share your email with Varundeep, then I'll send it over to you.
Sure, I will do that.
Right. Thank you, Rajeshji, for sharing your feedback. And we are glad that you found this session insightful. Yeah, so next one has raised. Who else has raised? Okay, Vijay ji, I am allowing you to speak.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes.
Vijay.
Yeah, hi. I think very eye-opening session, I would say. And the one word feedback I have given is insightful. I think it's quite important in today's world, where in most organizations you have both male and female population. Although it's always sad to see in IT fraternity there is less number of females compared to males, and I think that's a correction which is most needed in the IT sector, and that is the sector for which we are responsible. So I think it's very important, and I had started this practice many years back of making sure that we have some females also in our team, which creates a more inclusive environment. And I would encourage all other CIOs also to adopt this practice, and you will see a great difference in the performance and productivity of your team.
Thank you so much. Truly appreciate your.
Great. Thank you, Vijay ji. And I think there is one more hand raised, but I am not able to figure out whose hand is this.
I think it's Neeti.
Actually, Neeti, you wanted to ask? Okay. Yeah, I have unmuted you.
Hi, Varundeep. Hi, Amrita.
Hello.
Amrita, my question is that given that there is, of course, where a lot of problems that are pretty much gauged initially only, women do face these problems in, whenever there is a time for a promotion or, whatever, but there are a lot of like young girls, children, right, who do aspire to, get into this area, whether it is by way of entrepreneurship or by way of jobs in the corporate sector. In your view, because a lot of these children and young adults also come for coaching, what is the right way to guide them? Maybe like, is it a personality thing, or how is it that one can mold? If we all have children, right? In whether it's a boy, even if it's a son, to not kind of like, do this to a woman. And if it is a woman, then how, while feeling safe, how to stand up for yourself.
Sure. Thank you for your question, Neeti. And yes, I resonated with everything that you said. I would say for every children, it's the same. And I'm the mother of two boys, and I'm trying to tell them that when you treat how you treat somebody should not have anything to do with their gender, race, background, financial condition, or anything. That's the message for every gender. That's the first thing. Second is, if we are talking about young girls who aspires to be becoming a CIO someday, I think the first thing that I would recommend them to understand how they can become independent. That independent mindset building needs to start early on. Second, understand your strength and be honest and open about it. Have confidence to have real conversation. Don't shy away from it. Each one of us have unique strengths, and we just need to be acknowledging them and being open about them. I think this is what the big difference from 25, 30 years ago, I believe, where young girls are encouraged to know their own capabilities and being open and honest about it. So that would be my 2 cents, Neeti.
Right. Thank you, Amrita. No, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
I think we are done with the queries. If anyone has any further query, maybe you can raise your hand. Okay. So Amrita, I think we are done with questions, and I will resonate with the audience. That session was insightful, not only for the women in the audience, however, for the male members also who resonated it with their own family members and their teams, which is the most valuable thing, resonating with the audience. And I'm glad that we could have you today, and you have shared a very powerful framework, which is the 4S framework. And thank you very much. And probably you can share your details if in order somebody wants to reach out to you. Maybe they can reach out to you for any kind of mentorship support or any kind of questions they may have. And for the feedbacks, I think you will get the email IDs. And in case there are any more questions, probably I will share and request you to respond.
Thank you so much. Thanks once again for this, giving me an opportunity to have this conversation with this wonderful audience. And thanks everyone for your questions. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day ahead. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.